Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. It's Nikki here, and today I want to talk to you about magazines. I know this year has been tough for a lot of people, and I think a lot of us have realised that we need to try and use what we do have rather than just having to buy every shiny new thing that comes along. And I know for many people, a magazine would be considered a luxury purchase, certainly something we don't need to have. And there's a lot of magazines that are no longer in production because this year has just been too bad. But there's actually a lot of things you can do with a single magazine. And I'd like to show you what you can do rather than just cutting out pretty pictures. Now, two of my favourite magazines are Breathe and Calm. Now, I am lucky, sometimes I get magazines for free from work on changeover day, or my local news agency when they put the new editions in. Sometimes they sell off their old ones for $2, so I grab them as fast as I can. But even if you have to pay full price for it, you can sit down with a cup of tea or coffee and enjoy the read and look at all the pretty pictures. But once you've passed that stage, don't throw them out. Use them for every little thing you can possibly imagine. Now, I already have an accordion file full of images, so I have plenty. I always cut images out, but then I realized there's actually a lot more that you can do with them. For example, what I've started doing now, I have this little tin, and in here I just put little images that I have collected. Cause my new journaling plan that I have been playing with for 1.5 months is my daily journaling / arty, crafty, creative, whatever you want to call it, book. This is my Stalogy, and I try and make time every day to do something a little bit crafty. So what I've done is I've started collecting smaller images in this tin, so I can simply grab one of those rather than having to print off photos and stuff like that. Sometimes I can find a nice little image from my stash here and my other big stash, which I will now go through and collect all the smaller things and pop them in here. And I can use that to journal about or just to create a pretty page. Now, the other thing I do, I have another tin, and in here I have a collection of patterns, of colours. They're just pieces that I've cut out of all sorts of things, but these aren't actually particularly images. So I use these for layering, for collaging. Honestly, one of the nicest things you can do if you're stressed and you want to do something crafty is pick a colour and do a collage page. You just focus on looking for the right colours, and then you stick and you glue. And honestly, it is a great way to turn off from all the drama in the outside world, and you end up with something pretty for it. If you're into junk journaling, which I know a lot of people are, creating what they call master boards is very popular at the moment. Once you've done this, you can then cut it up to make tags and pockets and all sorts of things. And if you don't have a large scrapbooking stash, using magazines can help you fill collage boards. It's really easy. You could do a whole board just cutting up a single magazine. Now, some of this, of course, was scrapbooking paper, but I've used some text in a couple of little spots there. I know the butterfly, flowers and leaves, I think they were from a magazine. The pink stars might have also been from magazine paper. And of course, the rest I just had in my stash. But if you don't have a big stash, you can still make masterboards by simply cutting up a magazine. Another thing you can do is use magazine pages to practice some painting, watercolouring, acrylicing, whatever you like. I just mucked around with this quickly the other day, and I painted down a few leaves and this little sprig here. When you cut these out and stick them down in your journal, they just have a little bit of extra oomph when they have the little bits of writing on it. It looks really cool. So if you want to practice something, you don't have to use expensive watercolour paper, just use a sheet of magazine. The same thing you can do if you are into junk journaling and you don't have a large selection of old books, or you can't get to a a second-hand store to buy them, there's no reason why you can't coffee or tea dye pieces of paper from a magazine. Once you start crafting with it, it doesn't matter whether the words are old or new, it still looks the same. So it's another way to get free paper for your supplies. You just need to look at magazines in a different light. For example, here's one. This was a page I did in my journal, and this was a whole page in a magazine, and I knew there was no way I was going to fit it into my journal. So what I did, I cut it into pieces, and I create a little flip there with my journaling on behind it, and then I just cut bits out and stuck them all down. So I still have the really pretty effect of that page, but I only used what I could fit on there after I had done a little bit of fussy cutting. So that's something you can do with a pretty page you find in a magazine. Chop it up and make it work. Let's see, where else have I used magazine bits? Of course, yes, I'm always cutting out magazine images. This was one where a friend of mine got some bad news and I was feeling very grey about it. Didn't really know what to put down on the page. These are all little background pieces from my tin. A dark colour to sort of represent how I was feeling. Let's see, what else? Oh, this one here, this was an image in a magazine, and I just treated it like a little mood board. I loved the colours in it, so I grabbed a few other bits that sort of went with it. Again, this is from a magazine, and I created a little mood board in my journal, which I absolutely love. Love those colours. Another thing, you can stick down pieces of a magazine, and then on top of that, I've just done some finger painting. So it was fun, it was easy, and I've got all this lovely sort of visual aspect, which again, just cut out from magazines. Oh, here's another good one. This one here, I used my die cut machine and I cut out a heap of butterflies. Now for journaling, this is a really great way to create die cuts and shapes and things because the paper's not quite as thick. So if you're worried about bulking out, or you just want to use your dies, or you're doing some scrapbooking or something, this is a really great way to cut them out for free. Use your magazine pages. Look, there's a good example of a collage board. That and that and that, all from a magazine. Pink's one of my favourite colours, so that's what I just played with that day. Worked really well. Let's see, what else have we got? Oh, here's another one. Use your magazine to cut out letters for words. You don't have to hunt through the magazine and hope that the actual word you want is there. I decided I wanted the word bloom because of the gorgeous flower she was holding. And it just makes a nice eye-catching statement on your page. I just looked for the letters that I needed and then I stuck them down. So you just need to look at your magazine a little bit differently than you normally would. This is very thick cardboard, not sure about that, but you could actually use that as a cover to make a journal with. Let's see. See, for example, this here, I adore this whole picture. It's absolutely stunning, but it is very large. So you can cut it down into smaller pieces. I love cutting out little quotes. I love cutting out words. I always do that too. Here, I would cut out a piece of the green grass and the green leaves. Great for collaging. Beautiful words to save. Oh, look, this is a cool pattern in the grey and the white. I'd probably cut out that little bit there too. I certainly cut out little pieces of solid colours. That way you can end up with, with a lovely range of similar tones if you want to do some collaging, or you can do it all with completely different colours. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever you like. And I would cut out that little plate of bickies. That's really cute. Again, probably will cut out a piece of the grey. Absolutely adore that. So I'll definitely be cutting out that to, I'm sure I can use that in a journal page. Again, I would cut out this bit with the varieties of blue in it. So if you just look at your magazine with a different light, you can end up with so many goodies that you can use. Now see, that would look gorgeous cut up and put down the side of a journal page. Love that. And I'll look at these beautiful flowers. I'll cut out plenty of those bits. They're really pretty. So, oh, look, see, in this green, I'll probably keep one of those whole and then cut up one of those into pieces, because that's anything garden or green related. I mean, that's a absolutely beautiful imagery. Again, same with those. You can cut out brickwork. Look, it's absolutely endless what you can come up with. You can use these pages to create pockets for your junk journals, and then collage on top of the pockets, so you can't even see this original page. But again, once you've bought your magazine, it's a free piece of paper to use. So you just have to go through them very carefully. See, I love that little bit of blue there. Same goes for this one. I would definitely keep that. And of course, if there's a recipe you like, well, keep that and try it too. But it's just, yeah, don't just go and look through for pretty pictures. See, like this particular picture doesn't interest me, but I certainly love the colour of that water, love that coffee mug, so I would cut that out. I'll cut those two out as well. Oh, again here, see, I would like that whole strip, and then you could do a beach scene and just layer pieces on top of it. See, you just need to look at things through a different set of eyes. Use every little piece that you can. So by the time you throw this out, there's nothing left, and you've really got good value for your money. Or, of course, ask family and friends if they have any magazines that they have sitting around at home that they don't want anymore. You know, faces are great to collect for journaling, and then you can create your own background with paint and things like that. The list is endless. You just have to get a little bit creative and just put them to good use. It's a really fun way to fill journal pages for no cost once you've got your magazine. I hope you enjoyed this little ideas video. I hope you can just find ways of being practical, using what you have, and having some fun with it. So until next time, please stay safe, stay healthy. And if you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you could hit the thumbs up button. And if you haven't already subscribed, please do. There's lots more planner and paper crafting videos to come. Bye for now. I'll see you next time.